morning everyone, this is me, your teacher Haya from Sanab Al Khair School. Today inshallah we're going to start our new lesson, Unit 5 Reading, student book, page 44. Our goals for today is to read for main idea, to read for details. Now miss, please all of you open your student book, page 44. In the name of Allah, let's start. Now miss, we are going to read the first paragraph and answer some questions. Now, look with me at the text. A visit from Egypt. Lily's relatives were visiting from Egypt. Ginny went over to visit them. So, Lily's family, guests, and Ginny were all sitting in the living room. Lily said, "You lived right by the Nile River." "I know the Nile River is the longest river in the world," began Ginny. "But it is very wide or deep. Also, Egypt is not very long. So how does it hold such a long river?" Uncle Joseph has studied the Nile. The Nile is 6,670 kilometers long. So it's actually in many other countries in Africa besides Egypt. It starts in Bronde near the equator and it flows north to the Mediterranean Sea. It is very narrow and shallow in places, but in many places it can get very wide and deep. Before the Aswan Dam was built, the Nile River used to flood every year between June and September. It was very important for water farming and transportation. Today, it still has a very rich black soil. It's good for farming. Its name comes from a Greek word that means valley. "How deep is the deepest part?" asked Ginny. "It can be over 2 kilometers deep," said Aunt Linda. "It is so deep to scuba dive with regular equipment." Now, miss, look at question number 1. How long is the Nile River? How long is the Nile River? Yes, the Nile River is 6,670 kilometers long. When did the Nile River used to flood? It used to flood every year. It floods every year. What is the Nile River? It is the longest river in the world. Starts in Bronde near the equator and flows in the Mediterranean Sea. We have another word that translates the Nile River for us, which is it here. Look at the name. Its name comes from a Greek word that means valley. So the Nile River comes from a Greek word means valley. So the Nile River comes from a Greek word that means valley. So the Nile River is the longest river in the world. Starts in Bronde near the equator and flows in the Mediterranean Sea. Who remember what do you mean by equator? Do you remember? We take it in our first unit, Unit 1. Equator, the hottest line in the middle of the earth. Now, miss, look at these questions. How wide is the Nile River? The Nile River is very wide. It's over 8 kilometers wide. It's over 8 kilometers wide. How does Uncle Joseph know so much about the Nile River? Look here, miss. Line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uncle Joseph had studied the Nile. So, how does he know so much about the Nile River? Because he had studied the Nile River. How deep is the deepest part in the Nile River? How deep The deepest part is over 2 kilometers deep. Look, how deep is the deepest part? Asked Jenny. It can be over 2 kilometers deep, said Aunt Linda. Now, when did it used to flood? We answered it before. It used to flood every year, but when? Between June and September. Between June and September. It here we mean by it the Nile River. The Nile River. So, when did it used to flood? It's used to flood every year between June and September. Let's look at the second paragraph. Let's read together. How wide is it? Jenny continued. It is over 8 kilometers wide in some places. Also, where it ends at the Mediterranean Sea, there is a huge delta that is 384 kilometers wide. The river breaks up into many small rivers and much dirt is left at the edges of the tiny river. Is the water very cold? Asked Jenny. It is cold in winter, but it's not freezing, explained Aunt Linda. Much of Africa is warm, if not boiling, so the Nile stays mild. Jenny thanked the visitors. I learned so much today. It has been a wonderful afternoon. Thank you. It's our pleasure, agreed Uncle Joseph and Aunt Linda. Now, Miss, let's look at the questions here. How wide is the huge delta? It is 384 kilometer wide. Is it cold in winter? In winter, but not freezing, and mild in summer. Most of the weather there is very hot. We saw it's mild in summer. Why the Nile River is very important? They use it in giving water, farming, and transportation. Now, let's study some important meanings. Equipment means tools to do something. Flood, a large amount of water covers an area. Valley, low area between two mountains. Dam, a wall that built across a river to stop the water flow. Transportation means ways to move from one place to another place. Equipment means معدات, tools. Flood, a large amount of water covers an area, بمعنى فيضان. Valley, low area between two mountains. When we have two mountains, one mountain, two mountains, this area we call it valley. Valley means wadi. Dam, a wall that built across a river to stop the water flow. Here is the river, and we built a wall here to stop going flow. That means said. Transportation means ways to move from one place to another. Ways to move from one place to another, like ships, planes, trains, cars, buses. All of these are ways of transportation. Okay, I have one more question. What is the way from transportation or of transportation that we are talking about? Yes, sailing, using the ship, because we have the Nile River. So we ride the ships across the Nile and we move on. Now, let's find out from the text. Please, miss, all of you, open your book and concentrate with me on the reading passage that we got. Verb, visit, where visiting, starts, continued, used, flood. Noun, Lily, Jenny, family, June, September, equipment. Adjective, long, deep, wide, wonderful, rich. Pronoun, them, I, it. Conjunction, but, and. Preposition, from, to, between, in, over, into. All of these are preposition. Let's remember, what do we mean by verb? فعل. Excellent. Noun, اسم. Adjective, صفة. Pronoun, ضمير conjunction أدوات الربط and or but also preposition from to between and over into حروف الجر. Now let's write the main idea. Please miss, what is the main idea? The main idea is, do you think it is Uncle Joseph studied the Nile? No. Lily's relatives are visiting from Egypt? No. Jenny is learning about the Nile. Jenny is learning about the Nile. So the main idea is Jenny is learning about the Nile River. Miss, on the blue books, put circle on C. On the blue books, put circle on C. Thank you for watching. This was me, your teacher Haya from Sanabla Al Khair School. See you next class, inshallah.